Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing an anti-haul get ready with me. So normally I do hauls. You guys know I love shop with me and haul videos, but today I figured we could just get ready, hang out, chit chat, and we're going to go through some new makeup releases over on Instagram, and we're just going to chat about them, and I'll let you guys know what I plan on purchasing, what I want to review. Super chill, laid back video. I hope you enjoy it. Grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. So I'm going to start with my brows first, and I'm going to go on Trend Mood, by the way, which is where I typically go for all new makeup releases, and this is how I keep up to date with new stuff. So I'm gonna scroll, let's see, let's go to about 2 weeks ago, so about the beginning of April, so we can kind of see from then until now what's new in makeup. Let's start off with the first thing that we have here, which is Rhode by Hailey Bieber. So this looks like it's going to be her new skincare line, which is launching June of this year. So I know a lot of people don't really love celebrity skincare lines, or like celebrity, do you guys hear that? Celebrity brands in general, but I'm not necessarily opposed to them. I personally am just not really into trying out new skincare all the time. There's certain things that I like to try out, like maybe serums or moisturizers, but like I feel like I have so many like current favorites and so many products that I know just work really well with my skin that I'm like, I really don't need to try out new skincare. Like I'm not looking into changing up any new products. I may try, if she has like an eye cream or something like that, I may try something, but I think just in general, I'm kind of over like new skincare products because I've already found what works for me. And I have found like throughout the years, like less is more with skincare. The less products that I'm using in my routine morning and night, the better my skin is. Next product here is the Nude Prism collection from Lunar Beauty. So this I actually did purchase, and this was one of those collections that when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's like me. So I have actually tried a Lunar Beauty blush palette before. I still have it in my collection and I love it. It's really nice quality. And when I saw this collection, I was like, okay, this is beautiful. I just love the tones. It's very spring. So you get an eyeshadow palette, a blush, and then 3 lip oils. So I'm probably going to review that in an upcoming video next week. I'm thinking of doing like a shop my stash or something. So I believe that's going to be delivered like literally today. So I am going to be reviewing that and trying it out very soon for you guys. But that collection looked so pretty. And plus it's an indie brand, Lunar Beauty. It's Manny MUA's line. So I'm always like down for supporting indie brands. It just looks like a collection where I would actually use everything. The lip oils, the blushes, and all of the eyeshadows are so up my alley because they're neutrals. But I'm normally not very intrigued with new collections like this, so this for me was a big deal. So the fact that I bought everything shows that like I'm genuinely really excited for the collection. And you know what's funny is that when I saw this collection, it made me excited for makeup. And I mean, obviously I love makeup. This is like what I do in my full-time job, but like as a content creator, you know, we see a lot of products all the time with PR and just like trying out new stuff and just like in general. But when I saw this collection, it actually made me feel excited for makeup like how I used to be back in like 2015, 2016. So I ordered it immediately and I'm so excited to try it out. Yes, this is just so satisfying. Carving out the brows. So Artist Couture came out with a Supreme Mauves palette. I have tried Artist Couture palettes before. I have the Supreme Nudes palette. I believe actually I still have it in my collection, but this is like another palette of my dreams. I love like the warm tones in here, and this is a nice palette for like summer as well as fall. Like it's a good transition palette, and the mauve tones in here look beautiful. But honestly, these are tones that I already have, and when I saw this and then I saw the Lunar Beauty eyeshadow palette, I thought that the shades were a little bit similar, and I'm like, I don't need this, you know, like I have so many colors like this. But I will say that Artist Couture has really nice quality products. I've tried a couple of their stuff. P.S. Whenever my brows look too thin, then I will just go in with my brush and kind of just like touch them up a little bit with whatever product is left over. Like I like my brows a little bit thinner, but not too thin. But anyways, back to Artist Couture. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely pass on this palette just because obviously I don't need it. The colors look so pretty, but definitely remind me of other palettes that like have launched. So I'm gonna go in and prime the lids. I just used the Dominique Cosmetics Everlasting Eye Base yesterday. This is so good. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit goes a long way. Yesterday I used way too much just because I didn't realize how pigmented it was, but you literally need like the tiniest bit. Like even that might be too much. Let me show you. Like look at that pigment. So it cancels everything out And today for eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with the Moment palette from Dominique Cosmetics. Again, I also did use this yesterday because I filmed a reel, and it is just such a beautiful palette. I love all these shades. So today I'm kind of pretty much gonna do a very similar look to what I did yesterday, but I'm gonna take this shade right here. It's just like a matte cream shade, and I'm just gonna put that all over the lid just to set that eye primer because it is a little tacky. Okay, let's continue. So there is a couple like luxury things on here. So I see a new Tom Ford body oil and like a little blush duo, and there's also something here from YSL. And I always want to test out like this luxury makeup, especially because I love drugstore makeup so much, and I would totally be down to trying it out, especially comparing it to like more affordable brands, but they aren't cruelty free, which is so unfortunate. So that's like the main reason why I don't really review those kind of brands, but they do look intriguing, I will say, because I'm like curious to see why they're so expensive, what all the hype is about. Like there's a lot of questions that run through my mind whenever I see Gucci makeup or like Tom Ford, YSL, you know, I'm like, is this really worth all that money? Like, let's see how much this Tom Ford stuff is. It's probably like a crazy price. Yeah, like the shimmering body oil is $100. The lip blush is $58, and then the highlighting duo is $84. Like that is just like crazy. Let's talk about ColourPop, because ColourPop launches new things I think at this point, like every day or every other day, it seems like. And I do love ColourPop, don't get me wrong. They're one of my favorite brands, actually. Even though they have so much stuff, they do have a lot of really great products. And especially their new press powder. It's so good. The Pretty Fresh powder. I feel like I get more excited for like their complexion stuff anymore versus their actual like collections with like eyeshadows and everything, because it's always like a lot of very similar things. That's why there's only a couple like collections that I'm really intrigued by when it comes to ColourPop. And those are usually the ones that I will review here on my channel. Like for instance, the new Let's Roll roller skates collection. This looks so similar to their Powerpuff collection that they launched last year, like the shades and everything. I do feel like they have a lot of like repeats when it comes to shades and certain products and like colors that they use. ColourPop collections are so cute though, like you guys have to admit. They come out with a lot of stuff, but it's really cute. I'm gonna take this shade right here, Life of the Party. This is such a pretty like pool blue. It's like intense. Look at that shade, you guys. It is sick. It is so beautiful. And this is actually a color that like how intense it looks on camera is like how intense it looks in person. And PS, I actually really love Dominique Cosmetics. I have been using the brand, I think for like 3 years now. I definitely used to use them a lot back in 2019. I love her eyeshadow formula. It is also really nice. And I really like the color stories that she comes out with, like with her palettes. I love this color so much, but there's a color in here that I kind of used a little bit yesterday, but I want to use it more over this shade. And it's called Mesmerized. It's this shade right here. It's like a color shifting shade. So it looks like it's one color in here, but when you actually move it in the light and when you swatch it, it's like all different colors. I think I'm gonna use that with my finger and just go right over that teal. And it's just gonna add this beautiful, do you see like, I don't know, I can't even describe the shade, but it's just like a mermaid aquamarine color. But look at that shade when I mix both of those. So I'm just going right over that color. Let's talk about more makeup. I got distracted a little bit. Kylie Skin. She is launching new lip oils. These actually look really good, but there's already so many lip oils, you guys, and they're not all that good. You know, I've been trying out a bunch of different ones, a lot of drugstore lip oils, and I don't love them all. Even like the really popular ones at the moment. I don't know, I'm kind of just like, with lip oils. I like them, but they're not all my favorite. These look super juicy though and really nice, but I'm like, do I really need another lip product like this? Probably not. The applicator, like looking at this, it reminds me a lot of the Milani lip oil applicator. It's like almost identical. I always feel very underwhelmed when it comes to Kylie Skin. I think the product that a lot of people love, that a couple of you guys actually told me that's actually worth trying, is her SPF. So that is something that is kind of on my list of things that I may try, because obviously I use SPF every single day and I like trying out new ones. But other stuff that she comes out with, I just find it to be sometimes just a little like gimmicky, not really that intriguing. Oh, PS, I'm gonna use this brown color right here in the palette. It's so pigmented, you guys, but I'm just adding this right to the outer lid. So yeah, the lip oils, I'll pass on them. You know what reminds me a lot of lip oils? These NYX This Is Juice glosses. These are like a lip gloss, but they remind me of a lip oil when you put them on. I feel like the little tint that it gives, the smell, the consistency, everything reminds me of lip oils. I really like that. Let's see what else we can chat about. So NYX has a new butter gloss in clear, which is actually very exciting. And it's unfortunate because my all-time favorite clear lip gloss from Essence has been reformulated. They reformulated it, I think like 2 months ago, and you can no longer get the old formula. Like now it's the new formula, which is good, and it's still affordable. It's like under $5 the gloss, but it's not the same. So now I do get excited when I see other drugstore brands coming out with clear gloss, because I always like have the original Essence gloss to compare the new ones to. But the one that I actually really like is from Milani. They have their diamond lip gloss. That is a good clear lip gloss, and it's like under 10 bucks. Anyways, going back to the NYX butter gloss, I am definitely interested in trying out this formula. The butter gloss formula is really nice because it's not sticky, and it's just like a good lightweight lip gloss. Plus this is only $5, so I'm definitely gonna be trying it out. So adding that to my list. So I'm gonna put on my lashes, I'm gonna wipe away this fallout, and we're gonna move into the skin because it's taken me like almost an hour to do my eyeshadow, which is ridiculous. I gotta move on, so I'll be right back. I ended up going with the Lily Faux Mink lashes in the style Miami. They are very dramatic, but I'm feeling it with this look today. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Glow. I have like a little bit left in here, so I wanna use it up. So the next new product that I see here is actually from ColourPop again. This is their Winnie the Pooh collection. This looks adorable, but again, going back to like really cute packaging, love like the detail behind it, especially like the little lip scrub. But a lot of these colors, I feel like most of us already either have them in our collections or we've just seen these colors over and over again, you know? I feel like ColourPop should really work on kind of like promoting products that they already have, maybe like some of their best sellers or like complexion products, or even just like products that they have on their website that are more underrated that a lot of people don't talk about but that are actually really good. Like they could do like reels basically like showing the products that they already have in their collection and how to apply them, like whether that's complexion or maybe some of their like very popular eyeshadow palettes, you know, like instead of constantly promoting new stuff, it would be a good way to shed light to current products that they already have that are like so good. Like I feel like a lot of their stuff that they have is amazing, but doesn't get a ton of hype because I feel like when you go on ColourPop's website or when you go on their Instagram, it's just a bunch of new stuff that it just kind of overshadows the stuff that they already have that's really good. I'm gonna try out a new product today. This is the IT Cosmetics CC Nude Glow. Everybody loves this, so I'm like, I gotta see what all the hype is about. And I got the shade Light Medium. I think the color will actually work. So let me show you guys this eyeshadow palette. I'll pop a picture of it, of course, right here. How beautiful is this packaging? Like A++ for like packaging, and it's like a Mother's Day kind of palette. So this is from Base Blue Cosmetics. Never heard of this brand, but I honestly was so intrigued when I saw this, and I would purchase this just for the packaging alone because it's so unique. And by the way, I normally don't really love when palettes kind of have like eyeshadows that aren't properly placed, like when they're all over the place, but this is so creative and beautiful. And I think it's actually a really good collection for Mother's Day. It's like very fitting, so I really like that. I probably wouldn't purchase it just because again I don't need it, but A+ for packaging. And even the colors, I think they're actually very pretty. There's like pops of color, but they seem to be really wearable. This looks really nice. It's super natural. I did one pump. I'm gonna do another half pump. It has coverage, but it is very natural, which I feel like most products nowadays, that is like the vibe that like a lot of brands are going for when they're launching new complexion products. So it's a color correcting medium coverage skin tint, and it has a brightening glow serum in it and SPF 40. So overall, like a nice product for sure, I think, for like especially this time of year with the SPF in it, but like it is really beautiful. I think this could be a good like vacation kind of product. Okay, moving into another product, Too Faced. Too Faced has a fluff and hold laminating brow wax. I'm a little bit underwhelmed with Too Faced, you guys. I feel like it's one of those brands where I just don't really get excited anymore for their new launches, and I haven't in a while. And they're another brand kind of like ColourPop where when they come out with new collections or new eyeshadows, it seems like it's a lot of like the same colors that they've already launched from previous collections, you know? I do like some Too Faced eyeshadows though. Like when they came out with their pumpkin spice palette, I really liked that, but I don't really get excited for their new stuff. And like this is a brow product, which I feel like, I mean, there's already so many brow laminating products that I think this would have been more of a hit if it would have launched even like a year ago, versus like now I feel like everybody already has like their favorite brow products, especially people who do their brows like with that laminated look. So I'm like, not probably the best time to launch it, just because I think now the category is blush. Like everybody's loving cream blush and tinted moisturizers. Like I think Too Faced just needs a little revamp. Let's talk about Stila right now. So Stila launched some new shades in their liquid eyeshadows. They also have some dual-ended eyeliners. So the reason for me, honestly, I totally forget about Stila sometimes. And the reason I do is because they don't really launch new stuff and they kind of are just one of those like OG brands, but I forget about them quite a bit. And I'm not super intrigued by the liquid eyeshadows. One, because I feel like there's so many dupes nowadays. Like you really don't need to spend $30 on a liquid glitter or like a liquid eyeshadow anymore. And then also like with the eyeliners, again, so many dupes. I mean, their liquid eyeshadows are really nice, but e.l.f. has good ones, Flower Beauty has good ones nowadays. There's so many other brands. So that launch to me is kind of like not super exciting. Has Stila launched anything new? Because I feel like I haven't seen anything just up until now is like the only time that I've seen them launch new products. Makeup Revolution launched a like Simpsons collection. Packaging, very, very adorable, but Makeup Revolution also kind of reminds me of ColourPop. They launch a lot of stuff and I sometimes just really am intrigued by the packaging, but not the makeup itself. And I'm like, no, like I want to be excited for the makeup. And that's one of the main reasons why I ordered that Lunar Beauty collection, the Prism collection, because I was actually really excited for the makeup itself. So Makeup Revolution for me is also like hit or miss. They have a lot of like good products. They can also be a little overwhelming with like their new launches that they have all the time. I am so upset, you guys, because L'Oreal is launching a new bronzer. They have a new Infallible 24-hour fresh wear. And I'm like, L'Oreal, like, can you please just be cruelty free at this point? I don't think brands realize, well, maybe they do, but how iconic that would be to have a big brand like L'Oreal or Maybelline become cruelty free. That would be like everything. Like I remember when CoverGirl did that and they became like Leaping Bunny certified and everything back in 2018. Like that was huge. So I think, I'm sure brands are aware, but that just opens up a whole nother market and it just looks good, you know? Like it looks good when a brand that is so big has been not cruelty free for years and then they make that big leap. I feel like that just looks amazing. And I would love to see more drugstore brands do that, especially big brands like L'Oreal and Maybelline. So I'm gonna do a little trick that I saw on TikTok. I'm gonna do pressed powder first under my eyes and then I'm gonna go over it with a little loose powder just to like smooth everything out even more. And I'm gonna use the LYS Simple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. I love this. And I'm still loving these Sigma and Taylor Wind brushes. Oh, so good. I wish that these were permanent because this under eye brush is still my favorite. Look how like smooth and natural this powder is. I cannot get enough of it. I need to do another current favorites because I have quite a bit of new products that I've been loving. Like I just love how this powder like disappears into your skin while also setting your makeup somehow. I don't know, but it's like magic. I just hit pan. This is how you know the love is real with a product, when I hit pan. So I'm just using another brush just to set the rest of my makeup. I still have a little dry skin on my nose, and every time I get like a dry patch or I get like just any like dry skin moment, I realize how much easier it is to have oily skin than it is to have dry skin. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of that loose powder from e.l.f. and this is the Halo Glow setting powder in the shade Light Pink, and I'm gonna go over my under eyes just with a little bit. That looks so good. I've been really loving, speaking of products I'm loving, the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder in the shade Light Pink. Beautiful. Let me set my brows and let me see what else we have here. So I see some new products from Danessa Myricks. So this is a blurring balm powder. So it's supposed to be, I don't even know actually, what is this? Is this like a cream to powder kind of product? I think so. It says it here. It's a texture reducing, coverage boosting blurring balm that balances oils throughout the day while maintaining hydration. So it can be used to prime, to highlight, contour, to set, or just wear alone. So I'm only interested in that product if it's a good like cream bronzer, but other than that, I really don't see myself really using products like that in my routine. But I do love the new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Foundation and Glow Serum. I think that is such a beautiful combo. Like if you like dewy skin with very full coverage, you will love that combo together. It's stunning. So I'm like, the Glow Serum is already so good that, I mean, if this is kind of like a primer type product, for me, it's not necessary. I'm gonna add some bronzer. Actually, yes, let's do bronzer. And then I'm gonna finish up my lash line. I'm gonna use a little Fenty Shady Biz bronzer. I'm really curious to see how you guys are feeling about just new makeup in general, because I honestly, like, as much as I obviously love makeup and love trying out new stuff, I'm like, I want to enjoy my stuff that I already have. I mean, in a perfect world, I wish brands would kind of just pause a little bit, just slow down, give us maybe, I don't know, a couple launches a month. I mean, that would be like, again, in a perfect world. I know that's not going to happen, but I think it should happen. Ooh, this blush. I'm using the Laura Lee Blush Aesthetic palette, by the way. This is stunning. And this brush is the ColourPop F28. And Jaclyn Cosmetics collabed with her mom. They revealed this actually just yesterday. And this collection looks really beautiful, but it reminds me of fall. So not something that I'm very intrigued by, but I have been really curious to try out Jaclyn Cosmetics lip products because she says that her lip liners are like amazing and her liquid lipsticks. I actually really still love liquid lipsticks. I like the ones from Dose of Colors like the most, but I think that is something that I'm gonna add to my list of things to try, her liquid lipsticks and lip liners. I tried her under eye palette, really liked it. I just need to get a different shade. So I actually kind of timed everything really well with like the products that I chose and then the length of the video because I'm almost done. And that is pretty much it as far as like the new stuff. I mean, obviously there's like a ton of other new things, but I went through and just picked out the things that like stood out to me the most and like brands that I use quite a bit or brands that intrigued me the most when I was like browsing. This is so beautiful. This is the Alamar Cosmetics Sun Soaked Highlighter in the shade La Costa. This is like a just creamy, wet, delicious highlighter. It's so intense. I didn't use this on my face because it is so intense, but I love it as an inner corner highlight. And these are nice too because they're not powdery, but they give you this like wet, metallic glow. And I think I'm gonna do a little bit of this brown, mixing it in with this shade, just like a tiny bit. These colors are really, really pigmented. So I have a new eyeliner here. This is the KVD Tattoo Pencil Liner. These are actually new. And I got this one in the shade Axonite Brown. This is such a pretty brown. It's like a warm, lighter brown. A lot of brown eyeliners are just like dark brown, so this is a nice change. I love these kind of videos where I feel like I'm just getting ready, just like chatting. Feels like a FaceTime, you know? I love it. Okay, what lip color do I want to do? That's the question. I'm thinking like a brownie nude. So let's do a little lip liner here. Milani Understatement Lip Liner in the shade Cafe au Lait is the winner for today's lip liner. And then I'm gonna do a little Dose of Colors. Do I wanna do this shade Extra Toasty? No, that's a little bit too dark. No, I'm gonna do this shade, Catching Feelings from Dose of Colors. I think this is a little bit lighter. A little bit, yeah. Love it. Then I'm gonna top this off with the Dose of Colors gloss in the shade Jazzy. So these glosses I love because they're basically like shimmer glosses, but they're so creamy on the lips. You see, they just give you like this shine. So Makeup Revolution has glosses that are similar to these. It's like the Shimmer Balm glosses, but this formula is much creamier and less sticky than the one from Makeup Revolution. All right, I'm gonna set the makeup and that is it. So that was fun. I definitely want to do more videos like this because I love just sitting here and kind of just hanging out with you guys like as if we're on FaceTime. So all products will be linked down below as always. And I'm really curious to hear your thoughts about the makeup world. Like, are you loving these new releases? Are you hating them? Is there anything specifically that you guys want me to test out? Let me know. But yeah, that is everything for today's video. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.